this so I can make a video out of this. So I think that's fair. So welcome on The Most Determined Soul. We are getting ready to put together my wife a new fight stick. That's the first thing. I'm going to call it a scrub box. I'm pretty sure you guys seen all the scrub boxes out there. There's the little things that look like this on Amazon. It'll go for about 20 bucks or so. And I'm going to go through how I'm putting it all together, and then I'm going to test it out. And this is going to be the arcade stick that I'm going to force my wife to use, because you can't go into playing games and be like, get the best of the best. You know, some of you guys are like younger siblings and you've always been player two, or in college you go to your buddy's a dorm room and you have to get the crappy arcade stick, or more so the crappy controller. I remember my friend in college, he was my frat brother. On top of that, he would go, we would play Madden or whatever, and whoever lost would have to use the crappy controller the very next day. But these days, you don't have to do that. Controllers are very easy to come by. They're not as expensive, and when you tend to bring your own controller everywhere you go, right? So she has to learn. My wife has to learn that you have to have some crappy stuff before you have some good stuff. And really, the only crappy thing about it is this arcade case and not everything else. And it also, I'm going to teach her not to get in the habit of using additional buttons, because we're going to be using Street Fighter, and we're going to only be focusing on six of the buttons, cutting in half, 6 of the buttons. And I'm trying to get in the habit of not hitting the pause button also. So let's see how that works. All right, guys. So as you guys see, I'm gonna minimize this video in the background here. I'm gonna minimize this right here as well. And what? You're gonna die soon? What? Anyways, so this is what we have. We have this one. It has a suction cup at the bottom, so you can play on the desktop and it doesn't move anywhere. See, look, I'm having a hard time taking it off. Look, it's shaking the camera. It's shaking the camera. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off all of these little things. The good thing about this one is that I don't have to be concerned about a additional plexiglass. I'm just going to put all the buttons in here, and we're just going to use it right off the bat, right? So let me go ahead and take all this stuff off. So I'm trying to think. My wife, she's not really a girly girl. My wife isn't really a girly girl, but I'm going to get her some nice buttons. And the buttons I'm going to get her, I'm going to put on here for her. I think I'm going to have it focus more on the layout of the Xbox controller more than it is a pattern design, because she tends to look down and she is getting used to playing on the arcade stick versus playing on a controller, right? So green is one color. Let's see, yellow right here is another color. And then we have red, of course. Boom, you got the red one right here. And then we also, man, I'm not in the picture. We also have blue. Wow. So red, green, and blue. So then after that, we're going to focus on your right trigger, left trigger. Maybe we'll make those a darker color. Maybe have them both be purple. Or what other colors do we have so that she can know for sure not to hit it? I think purple may be it. Let's just have the back two being purple, and then the top two being orange, because I want her to get used to knowing what's what and where it's supposed to go at. So now I'm gonna take these and put them down on the ground over here. Whoa, it's out of focus. Oh, my hands are ashy. Y'all, nobody told me this. Nobody told me. I'm gonna put some lotion on my hands. Oh, nobody was gonna tell me that I was ashy. Oh, you want me to forge you a stick? Okay. I can do that. We can figure some things out. Good thing about this, I can edit this. Why lotion so near? Because I have children, and before they go to school, I put lotion on their face and lotion on their hands, and I just pour it in their hand. That's why it's so close. As a married man, I don't need lotion. You're probably number 3. Oh, all right. So we're gonna pop these in here. Yeah, we're gonna pop all these in here, just like this. These are screw-in. I prefer screw-in buttons. That's just me. So we got these are gonna be the shoulder buttons or the trigger buttons. And then right up here, I'm gonna make these the pause and select buttons. To me, that makes sense. And then after that, we're gonna go boom, green, yellow, and then what? This one would be B, and this one would be X. That makes sense. We'll flip this over like that. That's real simple. And let's start putting the screw in the tops on. Boom. And all these buttons, they're 30 millimeter, and that's what you're gonna want for this one. 30 millimeter. These are crown buttons, not like the liquor, but you know, the liquor company does not make arcade sticks buttons. But we're gonna screw this on. I find this to be easier to do than anything else. That when you have those slip on, when you press it in there, I find that it hurts my fingers, man. There, we are done twisting the buttons on. Boom. See, that was simple enough. And bow, 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 bow. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put this. This is a very simple square gated arcade lever. All right, so come on, say it with me now. Lever, 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 lever. All right, so we're gonna put it on like this. Most of the time, these levers, they go on like this. They face towards this way, but sometimes it happens. It doesn't go that way. I'm gonna trust my judgment this go around, and I'm gonna just go ahead and twist it in there without worrying about where if it's gonna be up or down. I can always take it out. That's the good thing about a scrub box. That's what I'm gonna call all these bummy arcade sticks cases is a scrub box. I'm not really concerned with this scrub box that I'm using right now. In this one, I'm gonna only use it only needs 2 of them to be secure, right? It only needs 2 nuts and bolts to be secure, and then that will be fine. That would be perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and put the nuts and bolts in here right now. Boop. Put a dust cover on there. Boom. We got the dust cover, and then we are gonna put a ball top on there. We're gonna get more of a classic color. We're gonna use this orange red color. Boom. For her ball top. It's about the motion and the commotion. Oh gosh, you guys are the absolute worst. And then, so now all right, keep composure, making the video. All right, so now we have the ball top attached on there. We have the wash, we have the dust cover, we have the buttons. They're all screwed together. So I think this is the part where we can talk about the PCBs. The PCB that I'm going to be using is the 0 Pi PCB. This does PlayStation, PS2, PS3, PC with X input, Switch, and retro gaming emulators. So let's take a look at this. So I'm pretty sure you're asking, why would you use that one? Why don't you use the universal one? Well, me and the wife, we're only going to be playing on the PC, so we're not as concerned about using all the other buttons. Ooh, came with stickers. We're not concerned, not buttons. We're not concerned on using all the other, consoles. We're not console users, we're PC users. So my other arcade stick, I do have a universal thing in that one. It is the a Spada arcade stick, and it has the universal one that can play on everything. Every single thing you can think of, it can play on it. But Brook has some of the best stuff out there. But then this is what it looks like. See? The Brook Zero Pi PCB. Now, another option we can go with, though, is we have the Mayflash. I had some older Mayflash PCBs. There we go. I had some other Mayflash PCBs that I had over a while. I had like 3 Mayflash arcade sticks I had for my kids, and I was just doing some experimenting with them. And that's really how I got to learn how to mod my arcade sticks through the Mayflash. They're not expensive, and I was able to experiment a whole lot with them. So, but this is one I can use this. The problem with using this one, though, is I have to have a controller attached to it. So that would mean that I would put a controller inside of the arcade stick so that it would work. I don't like the controller on the outside, and in addition to that, it doesn't have a little USB slot on the outside of the case. Where is the thing? It just has a little spot right here, this little groove for the cord to come out. So I'm not gonna do the Mayflash. Another one I can do is this is called a Zinamotech. That's I don't look you might be able to see it for yourself. I don't know. Is it gonna? Yeah, there you go. Zinamotech. This is strictly for PC. This wasn't a bad one at all either. And then what else do I have? And then I have this one. I don't even know what this one's like. Super generic. But this is another one that's pretty decent as well, but it's only for PC games and Raspberry Pi. I got a lot of stuff. All right, but the one that we're gonna put in here is the Zero Pi from Brook. Let me see here. Do I have everything that I want to put in there? Yes. The next thing that we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it, we have these cords here. These cords are from Brook as well. And we're gonna undo this, unwrap it. They've done these fairly neatly to make sure that your cords aren't all over the place. Boom, here goes the one for this cord right here. It's for your joystick, and then all these other cords are for your buttons. Here goes for grounding. If you don't know what grounding is, I'm not gonna. Ooh, excuse me. That's gross. This is for grounding. If you don't know what grounding is, please look it up. I'm not gonna pretend I'm an expert in what grounding is, because I'm not an expert. And then here goes all your cords that go along with it. Here goes the 3 cords that you need in order to be successful for your R3, L3, and all that good stuff. And then I have another set right here that does the pause and select and home screen buttons. So with that, all we got to do is take this. You see how I got it right here? And boom. Whoa, yeah. Oh. There you go. Dang, I had to shove that in there really hard. Jeez. Can I take it out? No, I cannot. Interesting. Why did it get blurry like that? So we gotta push that all in there. All the way down. It looks like I won't be... The way they have this and how tight it is, I don't think I'll be able to take that off later without damaging the PCB. All right, here we go. So there it is. We got that. Give me 1 second. Okay. So, what we need now is the little feetsies for the PCB. These feetsies help stick to your arcade stick so your PCB doesn't move anywhere. So I have 4 of them. You probably only need 2 of them. Boom. See these little feetsy things? I'm gonna put it diagonal of each other. Boom. Just like I did with the arcade stick. Boom. And then boom. Like this.
I want to see another trick.
Hey Susie, what's up, girl? How you doing? And then I don't need this one. I need the other one. All right. So I'm flip this over like this, and I gotta figure out a place to put this PCB. Yeah, this is an extremely tight fit. That's another one of those "that's what she said" comments you guys can make if you like. Yeah, so the issue we're gonna run into is we're going to how tight is that? The issue you're gonna run into with this one is you're gonna have to have this kind of upside down. So let's see here. How can I do this and put this in like this? I might be able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this one. I might have to, because in order for this to work, I'm going to have to mod the inputs here every single time. That's okay, but I don't want to do that. Let's go back and see. I don't want to do that each and every time that I am trying to do, play the game and make sure it works, But it looks like that's the only solution this go around. So let's take this back out. Let's turn this around. And everything is opposite right now. Here we go. So everything will fit. Everything will have to be opposite. But again, that's okay. That's what anti-macro is for. You can change the direction of your inputs and your outputs and anything that deals with put, and it's fine. It's fine. It's nothing to freak out about. All right. And again, we're gonna upgrade her case a little bit later. This is just the scrub case she's using until she's really familiar with what she has. And notice I didn't tie anything down. I didn't glue anything down. I didn't make anything perfect because I know we're gonna be upgrading her case here soon, and we're gonna be doing another video for upgrading cases and stuff like that. So here we go. I'm gonna put this in like this. So now the issue is no issue. There's no issue at all. Everything's fitting fine. It's just we just got a lot of cords, man. All these daggone cords. So what I'm gonna do to make sure these all fit, I'm gonna. So this is the reason why you should have pretty. Make sure your stuff is pretty so everything lays down. Some of these things, they can fold down just a little bit so they don't stick out as much, and that's not hard to do. Just boop, and you can unfold those later if you want to. Boom, boom. Nope. Do I want it that direction? Make sure you don't overfold them because they definitely will break on you and snap off. But that's one way to do it, to make sure everything lays down, is to just fold everything over like this. Because if it's sticking up and you have a smaller case, you're gonna have a bad time. That's that South Park. Remember that? Anybody remember South Park? Pizza, French fry. Pizza, French fry. All right, so that's all folded down. I'm just doing it this way because I won't say I'm being lazy, but I'm being lazy about it. And now this should all fit in here with no issue. Next time I'll show you how to make it all pretty and lovely. But I don't want to make it pretty and lovely because this is a scrub box and we're going to be redoing it anyway. Oh. It's all down, and now we're in attack mode. Let's plug this back in so that I can change. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. If it's just look at it, there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is that the size of the case does not allow me to have the I don't know what it's called, the extension. It extends to the left too much. So and I don't want to take. Ooh, hold on, I can actually take the lever apart and put it. Oh, let's try that. Let's try taking the lever apart, and I think that might do it. Maybe. No, it won't do it. Neither here nor there. We're not going to be worried about it. The thing that I wanted to show at this point, and to show them the arcade stick that my wife is going to use, is she's going to use the Combo Drone. When you look at these two arcade sticks, they're almost the same size. So when we're saying, oh, that's too small, well, the Combo Drone is practically the same size. It's just probably a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger than the scrub box or whatever. So I'm gonna take some time out offline and off the video to try to figure out what I can do to fix this. But if not, it's okay. My wife's gonna be using this one. The intent of this one anyway was just trying to get her used to using a arcade stick that's not all advanced and fancy, because those can be really distracting, right? It can be super distracting, but the Combo Drone is not distracting at all. And you know, I think it's a good arcade stick. So with that, guys, yo, tell me what you think about the scrub box. I don't know what the real name is. I just keep on calling it a scrub box. Tell me what you think about the scrub box in the comments below, if you're using one, and what's some of your best practices. And then let me know if you have upgraded since then. With that, success and victory. I'll talk to you next time.